Recently I've been having a problem with my electric bike batteries where the connectors on them have been failing. The connectors I have been using are JST XH connectors, and I've been finding that over time they just wear out or get a poor connection, and I just find that they're generally not a good connector. So what I'm trialling here is using 8-pin Molex connectors for balancing. So they're just like this, and apparently each contact is rated for 4 amps. This charger balances at 1 amp, so that's perfectly fine. I'm using AWG20 wire, silicon wire for the balancing connectors, and basically I've just connected these 4 in parallel. They're just we've got the sockets that the batteries can plug into, and on the charger itself we've just got one of these plugs, so it's just like male to female. I don't actually have a crimping tool for these, so the way I make them is simply using long nose pliers. I actually crimp them using long nose pliers, and I put a little bit of flux on them, and then I just solder it with the soldering iron, and it produces a really strong connection. See, that's one on there. What you do is you just put the wire in and simply crimp the two small parts there in the middle, and then I would use the long nose pliers to bend the ends around the wire, and then I'll just solder it, and it seems to be a much better connection as well. These batteries are going on for over 3 years old now, and remember, these are quite a few lipos in parallel. These are 6 cells each, so I think each of these is 14.4 amp hours. Well, that's our original rated capacity, and this is the internal resistance for each cell block. But remember, there's 2 of these in parallel, and that's still pretty good. So for the series arrangement, you just double that, because in parallel the internal resistance halves, so there's like maybe 1.2 milliohms per cell roughly, so they're still doing brilliantly. So here's a better view of it. It's simply just everything all connected together in parallel. The only thing I forgot was, very rarely I make the mistake of sometimes I leave the balancing connector on stupidly, or when the batteries are actually on the bike I've still got the series connector on, so these 2 would be linked in series via this, and then I'll go and link them in parallel with the balance connector, and then it just bursts all the wires with a huge amount of current. It just shorts them out. So what I'm going to do to combat that problem is just get some small inline fuses and just solder them into each wire, so that if I do short them out by connecting this in series and then paralleling these up, the fuses will just blow and I won't destroy my connectors and the wires. So these are the connectors on the bike currently. I'll be getting these swapped over with the 8-pin Molex too, but I just don't like JST anymore. I think it's fine for small batteries for like your drones and your remote control cars and whatever, for those small batteries, but for big serious applications like electric bikes and massive drones and stuff like that, I just really don't think they're suitable. They're quite flimsy and can't handle really a lot of current, and they wear out quickly. So hopefully the Molex ones will work out much better.